Hello, I'm Chris Boswell, Mayor of the City of Harlingen. And I know a lot of you may have questions about what the City of Harlingen is doing during the coronavirus pandemic and what you can do to help. So today I wanted to try to answer a few questions and do my best to talk to you about what's happening in our community. But first, I want you to know that we do know that many of you are worried and stressed during this time. You're worried about your families. Fortunately, Anita and I have two of our grown children, our youngest daughter, Carrie, and Thomas, at home with us during this time. They're both able to work from home. But we have our oldest daughter, Megan, and her husband, Kyle, who live in New York City. They're now in their fourth week of staying at home and trying to stay away from the coronavirus. So we worry about them, and we know that you're worried about your own family members, whether they're here or in other places. So let's talk a little bit about what the City of Harlingen is doing during this time to combat the coronavirus pandemic in our own city. Well, first you should know that we're following the Center for Disease Control guidelines. That's part of a resolution that our City Commission passed 2 weeks ago, and we continue to follow those guidelines, which has included asking our restaurants and bars to close dining room service and only have pickup and takeout. Means that we're enforcing social distancing and not allowing groups of more than 10 to gather in any public places, and encouraging them not to gather anywhere in groups of 10 or more. Our public buildings are closed. We're insisting on social distancing at our parks and in workplaces as well. Our airport is cooperating with the Texas Department of Public Safety to screen passengers who are coming off the planes if they've come from places like New York or California or the other hotspots that Governor Abbott has identified, and ensuring that they quarantine themselves for 14 days once they arrive at Valley International Airport. We're coordinating with our hospitals and with our city and county health departments, our county leadership, to make sure that we're doing everything that we can in Harlingen to keep our residents healthy and safe. So what can you do to help during this time? The two most important things that you can do are to keep washing your hands. That destroys the virus, and to stay at home. Staying at home means that you won't expose yourself or expose others possibly to the virus. By staying at home, we can all spread the spread of the virus, slow the spread of the virus, so that we don't overwhelm our hospitals, our doctors, and our nurses who need to care for the sick. If we all have to go to the hospital at one time, the hospitals will not be able to care for us. And so that's why we're asking you to stay home, to slow the spread of the virus. Some of us can't stay home all the time because we work in essential services businesses. Staying home does not mean that you can't go to the grocery store or to the pharmacy or to get supplies. It certainly does. You can do those things. And we want you to exercise, walk, ride a bicycle, run on the streets, sidewalks, or trails, because exercise helps you with your immune system. It boosts your immune system, it keeps you healthy, and it also clears your mind from a lot of the worries. So please go do those things. You can exercise in your home by watching a video, and lots of people are doing that, and I encourage them to continue to do that. The definition of essential services are things like grocery stores, our hospitals, our healthcare centers, our medical doctors' offices, our construction sites. They also include our police and fire, our first responders, our government and utility workers, and our grocery stores. All of those places are essential services. But the definition of essential services can get a little complicated. And so if you're not sure whether your business is an essential service, then go to the city's website, myharlingen.us, and look for the essential services definitions there by the Homeland Security Department. And that'll give you a lot more detailed information about what an essential service is. But even if you have to go to work, when you come home, limit your time out so that we can continue to slow the spread. I want you again to know, as we talked about before, that there's plenty of food, there's plenty of supplies. There is no indication that there's going to be any shortage of any of that. The governor and our grocery stores have repeatedly said that there's plenty of supply and the supply chain is good. So you don't need to stock up on supplies. You can go to the store and buy normally, just for a few days or for a week, and we ask that you continue to do that. I'm so proud of the residents of our community. I'm so proud of you all in the way that you're adjusting to standing in line and being polite and keep social distancing while you're in line, and cooperating so well with the stores and the store managers and workers so that they can get you in and out as soon as possible. But it's when we go to the store all at once, that's when the shelves get empty. So let's try not to do that. Let's try to shop normally. Some of you have asked, what about testing for COVID-19? How does that get done, and when should I be tested? The first thing you should know is that everyone does not need a test. Just when your doctor believes that maybe you've been exhibiting symptoms that would qualify you to take the test under the Centers for Disease Control guidelines. Those symptoms would include a fever, a dry cough, and trouble breathing. So don't go to the doctor, call your doctor. Many of our clinics and doctors are taking telephone calls and are talking to you about whether or not you've got a problem. They'll let you know if you need to come in. Even Clinica here in Harlingen is taking most screenings by phone call and are discouraging you from going into the clinic. They'll let you know if you need a test. Your doctor will prescribe the test, and that will allow enough tests to be given to those who need tests, not just to those who want a test. So try to cooperate with that and help us out so that the limited testing supplies that we do have can be given to the people that need it. Finally, many of you are struggling financially because your business may be closed. You've had to limit your sales of food from your restaurant or other matters. And of course, we want you to know that our congressional leaders, Senators Cornyn and Cruz and Representative Philemon Vela, have worked together with the rest of Congress to pass an aid bill that would help small businesses get loans and other financial aid. And there are people here in our community that can help you with that. First place to call would be the Small Business Administration itself. Angela Burton and her team will help you. So will Chris Gonzalez, the Executive Director at the Harlingen Area Chamber of Commerce, and his team. They're prepared to answer questions and help people fill out applications. Rondell Garza, our Executive Director of the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation, and his team are also working on this issue. You can go to the Harlingen Economic Development Corporation's website. There is a link at myharlingen.us, and you can get there to get more information about whether or not you might qualify for one of those loans. I want to thank everyone for making sacrifices to keep our community safe and healthy. There are so many of you out there that are making big sacrifices. Our healthcare workers and our first responders, our firemen, our policemen, our grocers, and people who work on the front lines of working with the public every day, who may be exposing themselves to risk, and so they're making a big sacrifice. We thank them, and we are so grateful for them. We're grateful for those of you who are voluntarily complying with all of these rules and regulations that are so different. We thank you for staying home and for not getting out and for helping to keep the public safe. I want to thank our teachers and our students for staying home. What a big sacrifice they're making by teaching long distance learning and by learning online so that they can stay safe and healthy as well. So because so many are making sacrifices, like our restaurants and other business owners that may have had to close or limit their businesses, we want everybody to make a little sacrifice by doing as much as they can to limit their interaction with people, to limit going out of the house, and to stay safe and healthy by using the social distancing practices that we keep talking about. We're going to continue to try to get information to you as much as we can, so keep checking back on myharlingen.us and checking back on Harlingen's Facebook page, and we're going to be posting more information for you to help you get through this and to understand exactly what's going on. There are a lot of rumors out there. Try not to listen to those rumors, but go to our website and we'll let you know what the latest is. Finally, I just want to say to each and every one of you that we're going to get back to normal at some point. We're going to be able to go to ball games, we're going to be able to go to the theater, we're going to be able to shop and go out to restaurants. But we need to wait a little bit longer, at least until April the 30th, so that we can slow the spread of the virus. Together, we'll all get through this. Together, we're going to help each other and cooperate with one another. So be safe, be healthy, and God bless you all.